Hillary Clinton's election team and the Democratic National Committee reportedly helped bankroll the now infamous dossier on Donald Trump. The document was published back in January and outlined unsubstantiated links and deals between Moscow and the Trump campaign in the run-up to last year's presidential election. Here's how the US president reacted then to the latest news.
Very sad what they've done with this fake dossier. It was made up, and I understand they paid a tremendous amount of money. And Hillary Clinton always denied it. The Democrats always denied it. I think it's a disgrace. It's just really it's a very sad commentary on politics in this country.
The research on Donald Trump was initially funded by an unnamed Republican and was then picked up by a law firm representing Hillary Clinton's camp and the Democrats. It continued till late October 2016, just days before the election. The firm behind the dossier, Fusion GPS, hired a former British spy to dig up dirt on Trump, but the company refused to testify in Congress on the matter then. Watching the Hawks discuss the revelations in detail with RT America host Ed Schultz.
Why is the DNC funding, this coming to light, the DNC funding of the Steele report, such an important piece of this ongoing puzzle?
Because they were trying to create the perception in the minds of the American public that Russia was behind all of it and that Russia was the bad guy. Turns out the DNC was funding it. The Clinton campaign was funding it. If a Republican, as has been reported, did start this investigation out, well, obviously there was competition over there, 17 people. But when you get to the point of a campaign where it's down to 2 people, it's party versus party, ideology versus ideology, and you involve a foreign country and make the American people think that they're really the people behind all this, I just think that's scurrilous. It's really underhanded.
The one thing about the Steele dossier that was so strange, just basically looking at it, is that it wasn't a normal intelligence report. There was no backup of who you were talking about. Half of this stuff wasn't clarified.
And then let's look at the person at the heart of all this, Hillary Clinton. Where does this leave Hillary Clinton and her credibility? Because, she referenced and used the Steele dossier in her book, What Happened, writing, the FBI also began investigating a dossier prepared by a well-respected former British spy that contained explosive and salacious allegations about compromising information the Russians had on Trump. Now, I would say leaving out the fact that you were financing this apparent well-respected former British spy in his research, that's a pretty big gap to leave out. And you can't tell me
it's
that,
a short-term memory loss that these former candidates get is what it is when they're writing books. If it fits good, just go ahead and do with it. And here's the other cardinal sin, in my opinion. The networks took this hook, line, and sinker and ran with it as gospel as well. And their managers allowed them to do that as well without fact-checking exactly what this was all about. Well, he's former British intelligence. It must be true. So you're going to tell me that $6 million went out the door to pay for this, quote, research? And this was all ginned up, which a lot of it isn't true. Some of it may be, but certainly it's not journalistically based. Let's cut to the chase of what we do know.